Good morning to all. In this lecture, we are going to study the concept of rectifier type instrument and electrodynamometer type wattmeter. So first, we will discuss the concept of rectifier type instrument. So what is rectifier type instrument? These type of instruments are used for the measurement of AC quantity. It may be voltage or it may be current. And if you see the construction of any rectifier type instrument, it basically consisting of two main component or two main element. First one is known as a rectifier unit and second one is a PMMC instrument. Now what is rectifier unit? Rectifier unit is nothing but a circuit with the help of which we are in a position to convert the input AC quantity into output DC quantity, or in a simple way it is nothing but an electric circuit with the help of which we convert the input AC quantity, that is alternating current or alternating quantity, into a DC quantity. So to convert AC into DC we need to use a circuit, and that circuit is known as rectifier unit. Now the output of rectifier circuit, as it is in a DC form, that quantity we are going to measure with the help of PMMC type instrument, because from the knowledge of our previous lecture we know that PMMC are those type of instruments which are used for the measurement of DC quantity, and as the output of rectifier unit is DC, so definitely we need to use PMMC instrument for the measurement of those quantity. So the working of rectifier instrument can be explained by this pictorial view. So we are having input electrical quantity which is AC in nature. This quantity is provided as an input to a rectifier unit which convert this AC into DC. So the output of rectifier unit is again an electrical quantity, but the nature is DC. Now this DC quantity is measured with the help of PMMC type instrument. So with the help of this we can conclude that these are the two basic elements which are available in any rectifier type instrument. First one is rectifier unit and second one is a PMMC instrument. Now what are the needs of a rectifier type instrument? Actually these type of instruments are used for the measurement of AC quantity like voltage and current, and for the measurement of AC quantity we are having electrodynamometer type instrument. We can also use a thermocouple type instrument for the measurement of AC quantity. But if you compare the cost of rectifier type instrument with respect to electrodynamometer type instrument, they are little bit cheaper as compared to them. So that is the one advantage of using rectifier type instrument. And with respect to thermocouple type instrument, if you compare their handling ability, or you can say delicacy, so we can say that thermocouple type instruments are more delicate as compared to rectifier type instrument. So because of these two reasons, normally in industry we prefer rectifier type instrument as compared to electrodynamometer type, or you can say thermocouple type instruments. Now in order to understand the concept, or you can say working of rectifier type instrument, you should know in detail about the basic concept of diode. I think you have come up across this particular term in your previous classes, maybe in 11th standard or you can say 12th standard. So diode is nothing but a switch, and when I say diode is nothing but a switch, so definitely it must have two operating state, on state as well as off state. So you should know when a diode is going to be under on condition and when the diode is going to be under off condition. So basically you should know the concept of forward bias condition and reverse bias condition. So for that here I have shown a pictorial view of both the conditions of diode when it is going to be in on state and when it is going to be in off state. So from this, if you maintain the diode in a forward bias condition, that means if you connect anode to a positive terminal, so here this indicate anode and this indicate the cathode. So if you connect anode to positive terminal and cathode to negative terminal, then in that case the diode is going to be in forward bias condition and it is going to be in on state condition. That means the switch is closed, and this signifies the short circuit condition in case of electrical domain. On the other hand, if you connect anode to negative terminal and cathode to positive terminal, then in that case the diode is going to be in reverse bias condition, or you can say this is nothing but off state condition, or you can say the switch is open, and in that case we can say that this resembles the open circuit condition in case of electrical domain. So the same thing is mentioned over here. When anode is connected to positive terminal and cathode is connected to negative terminal, the diode is in forward bias condition, leads to switch on, or you can say short circuit condition. Now one thing you should know, that under forward bias condition, as the diode is going to be as a closed switch, then in that case the output of diode is exactly equal to the corresponding input. जो भी इनपुट आप डायोड को दोगे एज इट इज आउटपुट में आपको मिलेगा कब, जब डायोड आपका फॉरवर्ड बायस कंडीशन में रहेगा, ये आपको याद रखना है। इन द सेम वे अगर मान लो आपका डायोड जो है वो रिवर्स बायस कंडीशन में है, फॉर एग्जांपल आपने जो एनोड है उसको नेगेटिव टर्मिनल पे मेंटेन किया और कैथोड को पॉजिटिव टर्मिनल मेंटेन किया, तो वो केस में आपका जो डायोड है इट इज गोइंग टू बी लाइक ए ओपन स्विच, तो वो केस के अंदर में जो आउटपुट है वो एग्जैक्टली क्या होगा, जीरो हो जाएगा। सो द सेम थिंग आई थिंक यस मेंशन ओवर हियर। So under forward bias condition, the output of an ideal diode is exactly equal to its input, and in reverse bias condition, the output of an ideal diode is going to be equal to 0. So these two things you have to remember, and this topology we are going to implement in order to understand the working of rectifier type instrument. Now, as I told you that if you open any rectifier type instrument, we are having two basic elements, or you can say working element in it. First one is rectifier element and second one is PMMC instrument. We know in detail about the concept of PMMC type instrument. Now our main focus is what are the different types of rectifier elements which are commonly used in any rectifier type instrument. So they are broadly classified into two main type. First one is called as half wave rectifier circuit and second one is called as full wave rectifier type circuit. So what is half wave type rectifier circuit? So this circuits indicate a schematic view, or you can say circuit diagram for a half wave rectifier type circuit. Now here the input quantity is AC and the output is definitely going to be a DC one. This resistor is known as multiplier resistor, which is connected in series with the PMMC type instrument just to limit the value of current flowing through the instrument, or just to limit the value of current flowing through the diode. Now what will happen during positive half cycle, when this terminal is going to be positive and this terminal is going to be negative, then in that case the same negative polarity is available over here. So during positive half cycle of input quantity, we can say that because the anode is maintained at positive terminal and cathode is maintained at negative terminal, in this case the diode is in forward bias. That means it is going to be like a closed switch, and I told you that under forward bias condition the output of diode is exactly going to be equal to the corresponding input. So in this case the output of diode is something like this because the input is like this. Now during negative half cycle, what will happen? The polarities are going to be changed. That means in that case this terminal is going to be negative and this terminal is going to be positive. So what will happen? Diode is going to be in reverse bias condition, and in reverse bias condition I told you that the diode is going to be act like an open switch, and when it is going to be an open switch the output is going to be 0. So in that case, so during negative half cycle of input quantity, the output of this circuit is going to be 0. So it is something like this. It will not show any output. So this is what the simple working of half wave type rectifier circuit. So the same thing is mentioned over here. See, this indicates the waveform of half wave rectifier type circuit. So during positive half cycle of input quantity, as the diode is in forward bias condition, we will get a faithful output. During negative half cycle, as the diode is in reverse bias condition, the output is going to be 0. Now from this output waveform, it is clear that we are having the output only for half cycle of input quantity. That's why this type of circuits are called as half wave rectifier type circuit. That means input quantity के सिर्फ half cycle में ही आपको output मिल रहा है. That is the reason this type of circuits are called as half wave rectifier type circuit. So the same thing is mentioned over here. Now full wave type rectifier circuit. Again, in order to understand the concept of full wave type rectifier circuit, let us consider circuit diagram first. So this indicate the circuit diagram for bridge type full wave rectifier circuit. Now what will happen over here, during positive half cycle of input quantity, terminal A is going to be positive with respect to terminal B. Let us consider that this is positive and this is going to be negative. Then in that case, terminal A is going to be positive and terminal B is going to be negative. Now when terminal A is going to be positive, then in that case the current will try to flow through diode D2 like this, because diode D2 is in forward bias condition and diode D1 is in reverse bias condition. Then the current will flow through PMC type instrument like this, and then it will complete its path via diode D3, because in this case again diode D3 is going to be in forward bias condition. So the conduction of current is from D2, then PMMC, then D3 like this. This is in the case of positive half cycle. Now in case of negative half cycle, what will happen? The polarities are going to be changed. That means in that case this point B is going to be a positive one and this point A is going to be a negative one. Then in that case the conduction of current is in this particular fashion. That means the current will flow from D4 and then PMMC and then via D1. So I can say that during negative half cycle, diode D1 and D4 are in forward bias condition, whereas diode D2 and D3 are in reverse bias condition. On the other hand, during positive half cycle, diode D2 and D3 are in forward bias condition, whereas diode D1 and D4 are in reverse bias condition. But the thing is that in any one of the half cycle, it may be positive half cycle or it may be negative half cycle, a pair of diode is under forward bias condition. That means in both the half cycles we are having the output like this. So if you consider the waveform of a working of full wave bridge type rectifier circuit, so from this we conclude that during positive half cycle, diode D2 and D3 are in forward bias condition, so we will get the output like this. And during negative half cycle, diode D1 and D4 are going to be in forward bias condition, so therefore again we are having the output like this. So from this figure it is very clear that over an entire cycle of input quantity, in both the half cycles we are having a faithful output. So that is the reason this type of circuits are called as full wave bridge type rectifier circuit. So the same thing is mentioned over here. During positive half cycle of input quantity, terminal A is positive with respect to terminal B, therefore diode D2 and D3 are in forward bias, whereas diode D1 and D4 are in reverse bias. So the conduction is via diode D2 and D3. During negative half cycle of input quantity, terminal B is going to be positive with respect to A, therefore D2 and D3 are in reverse bias and D1 and D4 are in forward bias. Therefore we can say that the conduction is going to be via diode D1 and D4. Now what are the advantages of this instrument? First advantage is, if you compare the accuracy of rectifier type instrument with respect to electrodynamometer type, or you can say thermocouple type, specifically electrodynamometer type, their accuracies are very high. The frequency range of operation is also increased up to a very high value. The scale is uniform because of the use of PMMC type instrument, and we know that in case of PMMC type instrument, output linearly follow the input, and the power consumption of these type of instrument during its working conditions are at minimum possible value. So these are the advantages of rectifier type instrument. Now let us discuss the next topic of this lecture, that is the concept of electrodynamometer type wattmeter. Actually, if you see the construction of electrodynamometer type wattmeter and a plain electrodynamometer type instrument, or you can say EMMC type instrument, they are nothing but almost same. The thing is that we need to make some basic changes in our basic circuit element of EMMC type instrument in order to use that circuit for the measurement of power, which is nothing but a wattmeter. So the working principle of this instrument is like that: when a current carrying conductor is placed in the presence of external magnetic field, then that conductor will experience a force, and because of that force it will have a deflection on it. So construction wise, if you see the schematic view of electrodynamometer type wattmeter, or simply EMMC type wattmeter, so it has two main working components in it. First one is called as fixed coil, second one is called as a moving coil. Now in case of this instrument, the fixed coil is also known as a current coil, abbreviated by symbol CC, whereas the moving coil is also known as pressure coil, indicated by symbol or abbreviation PC. Now what are the objective of having fixed coil and what are the objective of having moving coil in wattmeter, that we are going to learn. So the basic objective of fixed coil is to produce the required amount of magnetic field. In this type of instrument, as I told you that fixed coil are also called as a current coil. Why they are called as current coil? Because they are connected in series with the load. That means they are going to carry the actual value of load current flowing through it. That's why fixed coils are also known as a current coil. Now what is the requirement of moving coil? Moving coil is going to produce the required amount of deflection torque based on a force acting on it, and hence we are having output as theta. Second thing is that if you see the construction of electrodynamometer type wattmeter, here in series with a moving coil, a very high value of resistor is connected. That I am going to show in the next slide or next to next slide. So why the arrangement is done? Because in case of electrodynamometer type instrument, the pressure coil, or you can say the moving coil, is also known as pressure coil. Why? Because they have to carry the full value of supplied voltage, and as they carry a full value of supplied voltage, so we can say that the value of current flowing through these coil is proportional to the supply voltage V. So the same thing is mentioned over here. Now both the coils are made by a good conducting material like copper, and they are air cored just to reduce the value of overall weight of the instrument. The required amount of controlling torque is produced with the help of spring control mechanism, and the required amount of damping torque is produced with the help of air friction damping. Now this is the circuit which I am going to explain to you. So with respect to this circuit, as I told you that this moving coil is also known as pressure coil because it has to carry the supply voltage V, and in series with this moving coil we need to connect a very high value of resistor. The reason is very simple: we want to control the value of current flowing through moving coil, and I told you that in our previous lecture when we are learning the concept of EMMC type instrument. Moving coil have a very limited value of current. That means they have a very small value of ampacity. They will carry at the max 300 milliampere of current. So in order to pass a huge value of current through it, definitely we need to make some arrangement so that we can limit the value of current to a lower threshold value. Now this indicate a fixed coil, or you can say current coil. Why it is called as current coil? Because it is connected in series with the load and it will carry the same value of load current. So here I1 indicate the value of current flowing through fixed coil, which is nothing but the value of current flowing through load, and I2 indicate the value of current flowing through this path, and this path is nothing but a path for moving coil, which indicate a moving coil in series with a high value of resistor. So if you apply Ohm's law over here, we can write the value of current flowing through this path is going to be equal to applied voltage divided by the value of effective resistance of this path, and let us consider that the effective resistance of this path is indicated by symbol Rp. So we can write the value of current I2 is nothing but V divided by Rp, where V is nothing but supply voltage and Rp indicate the effective resistance of this path, which include the internal resistance of moving coil followed by high value of resistance connected in series with it. So from the knowledge of our previous lecture, we know that the magnitude of deflection torque in case of EMMC type instrument when it is used on AC quantity is given by TD equals to I1 into I2 into cos phi into dm by d theta. Why we have used this equation directly? Because the working principle of EMMC type instrument and dynamometer type wattmeter, they are nothing but same. The thing is that we need to make some basic changes in the circuit, and the changes which we need to maintain in the circuit are already discussed. In series with a moving coil, we need to connect a very high value of resistor, and the field coil is connected in series with the load that is going to carry the value of load current through it. That is the reason current coil is delivered as a fixed coil and moving coil is delivered as a pressure coil. So here we have the expression for TD, which is going to be equal to I1 I2 cos phi dm by d theta. Let that equation number 1. Now in this equation we know that I1 and I2 indicate the RMS value of current flowing through fixed coil, which is nothing but current coil, and moving coil, which is nothing but pressure coil, respectively in ampere, and cos phi indicate the power factor of that particular circuit. Now with respect to the previous circuit, what we are going to write, I1 is nothing but V by Rp, as I already explained to you, where I1 is nothing but the value of current flowing through moving coil path of that particular circuit, and I2 is nothing but the value of current flowing through load. Let that value of current is say I. So therefore we can write equation 1 as TD equals to, instead of writing I1, we are going to write V by Rp multiplied by I multiplied by cos phi multiplied by dm by d theta. Now if you make some rearrangement over here, we can write the expression of TD as capital P divided by Rp into dm by d theta. Now in this equation, capital P indicate the power, or you can say active power, which we are going to measure with the help of this instrument, and in AC domain the expression for active power is nothing but Vi cos phi. So where V indicate the value of supply voltage, I indicate the value of current flowing through a current coil, and cos phi indicate the overall power factor of the circuit. Now we know that in case of EMMC type instrument, the required amount of controlling torque is produced with the help of spring. So we know the expression of controlling torque, TC is nothing but Kc multiplied by theta. Let that equation number 3. Now what we are going to do, suppose if the wattmeter indicate the final value of power, then in that case the magnitude of controlling torque is going to be equal to the corresponding deflection torque. Therefore we can write TC equals to TD, and if you put the value of TC and TD in this equation, and if you make some changes over here, we can write theta equals to P divided by Kc into Rp multiplied by dm by d theta. So from this equation, if you observe carefully, this 1 upon Kc into Rp is going to be a constant, which is indicated by symbol K1. So we can write here as theta equals to P multiplied by K1 into dm by d theta, and if you replace the constant, we can write the equation like this. So this is our final output equation in case of electrodynamometer type instrument when it is used for the measurement of power P. So theta is proportional to P into dm by d theta. This is very important. Now what are the advantages of this instrument? First advantage is the scale is uniform over a certain span. Second thing is that this type of instruments are used for the measurement of both AC as well as DC power, but normally we use electrodynamometer type instrument for the measurement of AC power instead of DC, because in case of DC, if you are interested to measure power, we may go for VI method, or you can say IV method, that means voltmeter ammeter method, or you can say ammeter voltmeter method, because in case of DC, power is nothing but the product of voltage and current. So if you are interested to calculate the value of power, simply we need to take the product of V and I. Thank you.